Hezbollah launched hundreds of rockets into Israel on Sunday, calling it an initial response to the killing of its commander Fuad Shukr. Hezbollah leader Syed Hassan Nasrallah claimed that it targeted the Glilot and Ein Shemer bases deep into the Israeli territory. But why did Hezbollah choose to target these two places inside Israel? My colleague Rahisha gets you all the details.
Hezbollah launched hundreds of rockets into Israel on Sunday, calling it an initial response to the killing of its commander Fuad Shukr. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah claimed that it targeted the Glilot and Ein Shemer bases deep into the Israeli territory. But why did Hezbollah choose to target these two places inside Israel? Well, Nasrallah said that one of Hezbollah's two main targets was the Glilot base, which is located near Herzliya, and it's around 1.5 kilometers from Tel Aviv, which is just about 1,500 meters from the border of Tel Aviv. The intelligence base is said to house the headquarters of Mossad, which is Israel's spy agency. It is considered an important base for Israeli defense forces with significant signals functions which takes place at the Glilot base. It houses Unit 8200. Now, it is a unit that specializes in intelligence gathering and espionage activity. Now, the Unit 8200, which is based at the Glilot base, is part of the Amman Military Intelligence Directorate and is used for intelligence gathering as well. Second base which Hezbollah attacked over the weekend is the Ein Shemer base. It is located near Hadera in northern Israel and is nearly 6 kilometers east of Hadera in the Haifa district. The base hosts major IDF air defense assets. Now, since 2002, this base houses a complete Arrow 2 theater, which is an anti-ballistic missile battery, which includes around 150 to 200 Arrow 2 Block 4 missiles and also several other launchers. It also houses the Great Pine radar system. And like I mentioned, it's home to the Super Great Pine missile defense radar system. It is a ground-based missile defense radar, and the radar has a range of 1,000 kilometers. Now, while it does not house any fighter jets or helicopters, this base, the Ein Shemer base, is used for testing of drones. Well, according to New York Times report, the base was also used for major GPS disruptions in West Asia, known as spoofing. The GPS attacks involve scrambling of signals that misdirect aircraft instruments, making it difficult for them to determine their exact locations. Well, Hezbollah has indicated that the attacks were just the first part of its retaliation against Israel. Israel, meanwhile, has launched hundreds of rockets in their preemptive strikes on Lebanon. But when it comes to head-to-head between Israel and Hezbollah, the odds seem to favor Israel instead of Hezbollah. Well, in terms of personnel, Israel has a higher chance than Hezbollah. Hezbollah has a huge cache of around 80,000 rockets, and it also has multiple rocket launchers and surface-to-surface missile launchers. Well, Hezbollah and Israel had rather warned Israel of such attacks earlier as well. That is on June 18th and July 10th. Let's tell you about the June 18th warning, wherein Hezbollah had published a video from one of its reconnaissance drones, which was flying over northern Israel, like you can see on your screens. And that video, it included the Haifa port, that is near the Ein Shemer base, which was attacked by Hezbollah over the weekend. This video appeared to put out a message to Israel that Hezbollah has an eye on Israel and also access to most of its security installations. Then on July 10th, Hezbollah published another video. This one was almost a 10-minute long video showing footage of 17 military sites in the Israeli-occupied Syrian Golan Heights. The video showed Israeli Iron Dome batteries, command centers, and ammunition depots. Well, these recent warnings on June 18th and July 10th, they indicate that Hezbollah had been bracing for a wide-scale attack against Israel for quite some time.
All right, for more on this, we asked our correspondent Jody Cohen on the possibility of a further escalation in the region.
So this is the second day of the state of emergency in Israel, but the Home Front Command have eased restrictions in central Israel. Restrictions on gatherings and advice to stay near shelters now only apply in northern Israel. Now, commentators suggest that by Israel taking out thousands of Hezbollah rocket launcher barrels before they struck Israel, this potentially saved thousands of lives and averted potentially a much larger war. And Lebanon's Christian opposition leader has called to disarm Hezbollah to prevent an escalation. Meanwhile, Israel and Hezbollah have reportedly sent messages saying that they don't want a full-scale war. However, the Houthis have praised Hezbollah's attack and said that they would attack Israel in the coming days. And the Iran's Revolutionary Guard's commander-in-chief has reiterated Iran's pledge to attack Israel. And on Monday morning, the Israeli army said that they shot down a suspicious objects reportedly coming from Syria. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly also said to one of the released hostages that he believes the existence of Tel Aviv, Ra'anana and Haifa and everything in Israel is at stake. And I asked Prime Minister's spokesperson David Mencer about Israel's preparations for further attacks, and he suggested that Israel is on full alert in the face of threats from Iran and its proxies.
Jody, who gets us all the latest reports from Israel. We also spoke to her on the status of truce talks between Hamas and Israel. Here's what she had to share on this.
So a US official said that the talks in Cairo have been constructive. The official suggested that all sides are interested in agreeing a deal. The official said that talks would continue over the coming days through working groups to address the remaining issues and details. Now, it appears to be an optimistic assessment. Hamas head Yahya Sinwar has reportedly come under heavy pressure to accept the US bridging proposal. But Hamas spokesperson Osama Hamdan has said that any talk of an imminent deal is false, suggesting that Hamas is rejecting the proposal as it currently stands. Meanwhile, Hamas has claimed responsibility for a rocket fired at Rishon LeZion, which is the city just south of Tel Aviv, Israel's economic capital. That happened on Sunday night. But talks for the release of some of the 109 hostages still being held captive in Gaza and for a truce in the fighting between Israel and Hamas are expected to continue.